Okay, what I want to show you here is a mistake that most dog owners will make when they are teaching their dog. A lot of dog trainers will make this mistake as well when they're teaching their dog, including me, when I feel like I need to give myself a slap around the face afterwards for making it. But here's the mistake that you make, and it's assuming that a dog thinks and understands things in the same way that we do, in assuming that they place together requirements in different contexts in the same way that we can, that they can generalize in the same way that we can, and they can't. And what I want to show you is how a minor adjustment in a behavioral requirement basically pulls apart the jigsaw of that requirement that the dog holds as being its picture of understanding. All right, so once you start changing things even ever so slightly, until the dog is very fluent and is able to generalize that behavior very well, the dog will show elements of confusion, and it will show what people will call willfulness or stubbornness, because he understands the bloody command. Why isn't he doing it? Well, the fact is that he understands the command in the way that it's been taught, in the context that it's been taught. He doesn't understand the command per se, as in every context, this is what this means. That's where training comes in. It takes a long time because you need to generalize it. Certainly if you're doing it without any form of physical prompts and you're just asking the dog to figure it out of his own accord. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to take him away from this position here. I'm going to send him back to it from what is basically a straight line to where I am. Excuse the slippers, it's early. Bear, come. Good boy. So from here, if I send him into that place again, bear, bed. Simple, right? Good boy, yes. He understands the requirement, I'll mark him, I'll give him a reward for it. I don't normally give rewards or food rewards for dogs on a place command, simply because I don't want it to be a place of expectation, hope or anticipation. I want it to be a steady command, but I'm doing it because if you are working on this behaviour, if you're teaching this behaviour, then there's something wrong with you if you're not teaching it by way of marking and rewarding the dog for getting it right. Once he's got it right, I can drop it all off, and then it becomes a place of expectation rather than a place of going there to get paid. Do you know what I mean? It becomes a requirement then. It's something that I'm telling him you must do. But at the moment, no matter how well he understands it, he's still learning it. So I'm still going to pay him occasionally for the ones that he gets right. So I'll break him from it. Bear, okay? And what I want to show you now is I'm going to change the picture slightly, simply by moving to a slightly different location here. Now I think he'll probably get this, provided that he's in the kitchen. If he's in the living room, he might struggle a bit. But I'll show you. So I've moved slightly. I'm going to give the same command. I'll just bring him back over. Bear, come. Back over this way. Here we go, from here. Good boy. Bear, bed. Yes, good boy. All right, so not bad. I'll mark it. No hesitancy really. It wasn't speedy fast, but it doesn't matter. Good boy. And I'll break him from there again. Okay. And now I'm going to change the picture slightly, a little more, by going down a couple of steps. And I will tell you what will happen. Right, I'll predict what's going to happen. Here he is, look. So we're now in a different room, but we're only that far away from where I was just a moment ago. And I'm going to predict what's going to happen. And what's going to happen is that he'll probably go to near where Bonnie is there, and he may pause and look back. So I want to bring him so that I can see him. Bear, come. I also want Tilly in here because she'll nick his bed. Tilly. Good girl. All right, so from here, bear, bed. Do you see what I mean? Look, it didn't pay, so now we'll go there, and he'll get it right this time. But what's this all about? I didn't say DOWN. Do you understand? What I've done in there is quite a bit of work that involves DOWNs. So that's why he's throwing that behaviour. Now he's got this right in the end, but not fast enough or not correct enough for me to be able to mark him and reward him for it. Because I want to chisel that away. I don't want to create a pattern whereby in that room or in another room in a house, he decides to lay down in response to that command, because that isn't the requirement. So even though he got it right in the end, and my compassion says, oh, go on, Jamie, you know, he's tried his best and he's got it right. Yes, you have, and nothing's happened. Nothing good or bad has happened. You've got it right. Now I'm going to try the same thing again. And if it happens without the DOWN, I'll mark him and reward him. There, come. I'm expecting, again, a bit of hesitancy, because one behavioural attempt is unlikely to be sufficient for him to understand it. So here we go. Bear, bed. Notice the hesitancy, look, look, look. because it's slightly different. Now watch when I move forward to the doorway and put the picture back, put the pieces of the jigsaw back to how he understands them. Bear, bed. Do you see what I'm saying? Such a slight change in what I'm saying and the way that I interpret what I'm saying and how he interprets what I'm saying can have massive effects on his understanding. Now, you put yourself in the position of an owner who doesn't get that concept, and they see a dog that they've told them in the heat of the moment to do something, and it's a dog that in their mind fully understands the behavioural requirement. So they've told the dog to do something and the dog hasn't done it. So what they do is they punish the dog for failing. Whereas that punishment is completely and utterly unwarranted, unethical, unjustified and unfair because the dog doesn't see it the way that you think the dog sees it. Do you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that the dog's mental picture that they hold for the behavioural requirement is different to yours. You can generalise. Human beings can generalise. If I were to say to you, go in the other room and sit on the sofa, you know exactly what I'm talking about because we can speak the same language and you can mentally transfer an image of what sitting on a sofa in one context means and put it into this one that I'm now setting you. He can't do that. He's got to be shown it. Your dog can't do that. They've got to be shown it. And so I'm going to take him back in, I'm going to give him the command again, and I'm going to see if he understands this time to be able to go right through. Bear, come. And to help him a little bit, I'm not going to go so far into the room. I'm going to go about here, and let's see what we get. Good boy. Bear, bed. So I've decreased the distance by about 3 steps. Good boy. Yes, and that's what we get. Good boy. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please post them and I'll do my best to answer.